Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show.
Food, fashion, and finance.
This is Marie Waite, your host,
and Kim Yater, your co-host.
KCAA serves 5 million households in the Inland Empire, San Diego, Orange County, and San Gabriel Valley.
And serving the world one household at a time.
We are sponsored by Shelter Studio, Fire Up Connect, and Kim Yater Peak Performance Coaching.
And you can find us at 10:50 a.m., rebroadcasting at 102.5 FM, 106.5 FM. KCAA Radio is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports.
We are in social media, Spotify, iHeart, Tiki Live, Sprickers, Apple Podcast, Ustream, anywhere with your favorite podcast.
Boom, you can find us everywhere.
Live from the Shelter Studio Z. This is your host, Marie Antoinette Waite, and our co-host, Kim Yater, who is the Peak Performance Coach. Kim, how are you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantastic, and I'm so excited for today's interviews.
Yes, let's welcome everyone to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio, where we're sharing food, fashion, and finance. And I believe we have two amazing guests today. And I am so excited. Have you seen the information about our guests yet?
Oh my gosh. I was looking at the bios, and I think that our listeners and our viewers are in for such a treat today. So if they don't have their pen and paper, or if they have the ability to record and you have the ability to grab a pen and paper, grab it, because you're going to have nuggets of some great information today that you can begin to apply and see the difference.
Yes. So let me tell you our first guest. It's Dr. Chaz Austin, who works with private clients around the world and has taught free courses that prepare people to self-market for the gig economy for Los Angeles Pierce College since 2017. He also teaches two sections of navigating the 21st century workplace to the Beacon House. It is so incredible. I mean, Look at this. He also has a recent book, which is used as a textbook in his courses, is called 101 or 101 Ways to Find Work and Keep Finding Work for the Rest of Your Career. How about that?
I'll tell you, now's the time. Everybody wants to read a book just like that. Perfect timing.
I know. And again, it says here that he also created and teaches 3 courses for LinkedIn Learning. These are like the creating a career plan, succeeding in a new job, transitioning out of your job. And he's been on TEDx also. I can't wait to talk to this guy. I mean, seriously, this
TEDx was fantastic, by the way. I listened into that today. Good stuff.
All right. So let's go ahead and bring Dr. Chaz now.
Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome, Dr. Chaz. Oh my God, so exciting that you're here.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yes, oh my gosh. Okay, Kim, I know you have a burning question. You want to ask him right away?
Well, I do. Well, first, I was so impressed by your bio, and I listened to your TEDx this morning as I was getting myself ready. Very, very well done. Right. And I got to tell you, you've got this voice that is so soothing, Dr. Chaz. I just love it.
Good.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
That's a good start already.
Right. So you talk a lot about the gig economy. What the heck is the gig economy?
Yeah, I'm also curious what that is. I don't know what it is.
The term comes from the jazz world of the 30s and 40s. Jazz musicians didn't punch in at Jazz Incorporated at 9 and punch out at 5. It's all about short-term work and projects. You get a short tour for a couple of weeks. You get a couple of gigs at a studio. You play a club for a weekend or two. It's a gig. So it's not long-term work, it's short-term projects. And the entertainment industry has operated that way for decades.
Wow.
What's happened now is that the rest of society in this country is now operating under the gig economy, where you can't look at the same thing that your parents or grandparents looked at, which is loyalty to one company for 40 years and then retirement. It's always looking for the next project, the next short-term gig.
It sounds like it's like a serial entrepreneur because you keep from one place to another.
Yeah.
You're forced to be. I'm a good example of it. I am not entrepreneurial by nature, but I have an addiction to eating. So I had to keep finding work. I'm at this point in my, I admit it. At this point in my life, I'm too expensive and too old for a company to hire me full time. So it's always looking for the next project, building my brand, having various sources of income, multiple streams of income and revenue. So I'm always making a living. And at the same time, I'm not dependent on one employer who will get rid of me in a second if they can find a robot to do my job.
That's fantastic. So I got to tell you, well, I got to ask you, how do people reinvent themselves right now? Someone coming from the corporate world, Dr. Chaz, they know what they know, and they've known it for so long to be that box and that structure. How on earth do they recreate from here without losing their identity? Because so much of their identity is wrapped up in the corporation and the way it's been done.
Yeah, it's like pulling teeth. People hate doing this work. And the only way it works is if it's mandatory. So I've taught courses for years at various colleges. I have 3 courses on LinkedIn Learning. I have 2 books I've written. I do individual coaching. And people hate it. I just want a full-time job. I have an education. I deserve a job, just like my daddy had and my grandpa had. And it doesn't work that way anymore. So it's very difficult to change the mindset that you're really on your own. You have to collaborate with other people, which is another way of saying networking. And you have to define, articulate, and sell your brand, whatever that happens to be. So my business is you have to find what your brand is. What are you selling? And then who's your target? And then learning to articulate it in all your marketing materials, including what you say. And then who's your audience? Who are the people who will pay for what it is you have to offer? You're constantly marketing. So what I teach is self-marketing. And that's not something that we ever planned for in school. It wasn't supposed to happen. But welcome to the way the world is now. And because of COVID and because of people getting locked down and because of the fact that companies are getting more and more used to working with people virtually, it's only going to increase.
Wow, I don't feel so bad about what I do now.
That's right, Marie. That's right. That's right. Now, I have to tell you though, I know it's not easy. Like you said, it's like pulling teeth. So when you've got people that are kind of like marketing yourself, they are not used to marketing themselves. So when you have limited beliefs, limited decisions, and this inner messaging, let's say, oh my gosh, I'm going to market myself. Like, who am I? Like, what makes me different? Like, what's special about me that I would be marketing? Like all of the fears come up for people. So what are the techniques that you utilize to support them in that?
Well, my attitude is that everyone has a unique brand. I've worked with thousands of people in my career, and no one has the same brand. Everyone has a combination of certain qualities, attributes, experience, success, accomplishment that's unique to them. And what drives other people in your field. So whatever fears you have, whatever fear of success you have, fear of failure, you're an introvert, you're not good at talking about yourself. I teach them how to push through that because it's not about them, it's about other people. What can you do for other people? And it's selfish and disrespectful for your stuff to get in the way because you have something other people need. And your job in life is to get that to them so they can say, you really helped me. You really made a difference. You really changed things for me. Whatever it happens to be, I don't save lives. My wife is a psychotherapist and a psychoanalyst. She literally saves lives. Most of us don't, but you can make a really positive impact on other people in your field by letting them know constantly what it is you offer and helping them to fulfill whatever goals they may have in life.
That is
I think,
so brilliant.
yeah, I think, Kim, when you asked that question, I was thinking
Mhm.
that when it comes to branding and trying to reach different types of people, different industries, I think that's where my question in my mind in regards to your question is that how do you brand yourself when all these people are in different industries? I mean, I think that people can get confused, even though I know your heart and intention is truly to help people, but at the same time, people look up to your branding. And if you're not branded in that industry, would they even want to work with you?
Good
It's
question.
part of what you have to part of what you have to do once you've defined the brand is to connect with the people in your industry. Social media is great for that, so that they know. So it's not about finding fans. It's not about being the most popular girl in high school. Yes, it's about finding people who can clearly get a sense of what it is you can offer them, because it's all about them, and them saying, oh, we would pay for that. When are you available? What's your rate? You have things we can use to either expand our business, to make us money, to save us money, whatever it happens to be. We can use your skill set to further our vision. And your job is to get to those people so they know you.
I see. Wow. That's actually a very eye-opening, because sometimes you don't think that you can be in that position and be able to tap into different industries and still be able to serve in so many different ways. So I think that is a very clever way of branding yourself.
And I
It's
love how Marie, you just said serve, because what Dr. Chaz said a few minutes back was this is not about you, it's about them, right? It's about them, and it's about bringing your gift to the table for them, helping them, supporting them, blessing them. So that's like a whole different mindset. That's a reframe.
Yeah. Now
yeah,
let me
it's
challenge you, Dr. Chaz.
yes.
He's like, it's coming on all sides.
All right. So if there is someone who just got laid off and he was an IT expert, okay, now how would he brand himself when he is very much hands on and not really into any kind of marketing? How can he brand himself on real estate industry or healthcare industry? How can he do that?
One of the big issues people have to deal with in their resistance is urgency. How urgent do you need a job? How badly do you need to learn what you need to learn to pay the rent, the mortgage, the groceries? Yes. So all my coaching doesn't make any difference at all unless the person will pick it up and say, I need to do this now and push through whatever it is I have to push through. I don't have the luxury of waiting until something happens, some magical thing happens, or I'll do it later. Um, does that answer the question? Does that explain it?
Um, yeah, somewhat. I'm just trying to put myself in their position, because I know how to market myself. The thing that I'm concerned is if someone is not really good in marketing, but they do have talent. And
Yeah. So IT people, they're particularly difficult to work with because part of the reason they're in IT is they don't have to talk to people. I'm just going to sit here in front of the computer, and that means I don't have to talk to people, and I certainly don't have to market. I have a degree in IT. I don't have a degree in sales. I shouldn't have to sell. Well, whatever you do, you have to sell. So I always tell them, I'm not interested in whether you like it or not. It's a new habit you have to develop, like brushing your teeth. Yes? If I said, guess what? This is something really exciting. Tonight, I'm going to go home and brush my teeth before I go to bed. What are you, crazy? It's just a habit. Self-marketing is a new habit that keeps your career going and keeps the revenue coming in. So it's not about enjoying it. It's just something you need to learn to do. You don't have to be great at it. You just have to be good enough so people in your industry know you and will say, are you available? We have some work for you. And it may be something that you never enjoy, and I don't care because I want you to work. Sometimes we have to do things we don't like. As Denzel said, you do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do. Sorry,
Mhm.
this is a new thing you got to learn to do. No one expected it. And I train people how to do it, not well, just good enough.
That's right. So they've got to be hungry enough and be willing to create some new habits, build that muscle.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly,
Now,
Yeah.
exactly. And some,
let's.
you know, a few will like it, a few enjoy it. People in the entertainment industry, this is the opposite end of IT. People in the entertainment industry have been doing this forever. They understand the moment you get on the set, the first thing you do is make friends with people because they're going to move on from that project to another project, and you want them to take you with them. Yeah.
Okay.
So for them, it's natural. Most people hate it, and I train them how to do it.
Okay. So, Dr. Chaz, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, how did they get a hold of you?
You can go to my LinkedIn page, Dr. Chaz Austin, Chaz, and Austin's like the capital of Texas. You can also go to my website, chazaustin.com, or email me, chaz@chazaustin.com. And because people learn in different ways, you can access my books, my LinkedIn learning courses, my TEDx talk, individual coaching. I teach courses as well. If you're in California, they're free through Los Angeles Pierce College. So many ways people can work with me and learn how to do this. And I've had people, frankly, who said, you know, I meant to call you a year ago, but I wasn't ready. When they're ready, they'll call.
Awesome. Kim, do you think this is such a short time that we get to talk
I
to him?
know.
We're
Well,
going to have to bring him
here's
back,
really-
right?
here's my learning that anybody can reinvent themselves. When you think of, like you said in the beginning, you know, your age, could you even get a job at your age right now? All of that. Here's what's amazing. You are showing us that you absolutely can take all of your knowledge, recreate, reinvent yourself, right? And people need you, Dr. Chaz. That's what I hear. People need you. And you've got the wisdom and the experience. Who would I want to coach me? Somebody with the wisdom and the experience. Hello, Dr. Chaz.
Yes. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Yeah, it's
Such a
what's,
treat.
I work with people from 14 to 84. Yes. And you're right. Anybody can reinvent themselves. You have to keep your eye on something called the cumulative positive, meaning everything you did in the past makes you better at what you're going to do next.
Oh, I
But
love that.
it's understanding all that, and I give them perspective and context because they're so nervous and wrapped up and anxious in their own anxieties that they can't see clearly. Oh, here's what you have to offer. I never thought of that. I never realized that. Wow. And then they can move forward and see that they have value to other people in their industry that they can monetize.
Wow. Well, I really thank you, Dr. Chaz, for being in our show. I wish we have a lot of time. We're going to have to bring you back in. And I think we still need a lot of information from you that can really benefit our audience. Again,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, Dr.
Thank you
Chaz.
very much.
Thank you. Have an amazing day. And I'm singing the song, We Can See Clearly Now, the Light Has Come. Dr. Chaz, come on.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right.